Very good morning to one and all. Myself, Dr. Nusratullah, Head of the Department Mechatronics. Respected Principal Dr. Grisha C. of AMC Engineering College. Guest Speaker Kannan Nova, HODs, faculty members, and my dear friends. I welcome you all for today's webinar. Today's topic of the seminar is Edge Computing with Alibaba Cloud. I request all the participants to utilize this opportunity to enhance your knowledge. Now, I would like to introduce today's speaker, Mr. Kannan Nova. Mr. Kannan Nova holds Master Degree of Science in Data Science from Grand Canyon University, USA. He is associated with certifications from Alibaba Cloud. He has 23 years of experience in IT industry. Now he is working as cloud architect with ShareTech Solutions. He has domain knowledge of insurance, healthcare, logistics, warehouse, customs, import and export industries. He assists companies in transforming on-premises workload into Alibaba Cloud. He is familiar with all the machine learning algorithms and data science projects. He uses Alibaba Cloud platform of artificial intelligence for machine learning and data science. He has hands-on experience in programming language and tools such as Python, Java, .NET, and JSON, website creation, database, and data analysis. He works in various countries like Singapore, India, Dubai, Australia, and USA. Now, I request the guest speaker to take over the session. Thank you all.
First of all, I would like to express my thanks to Dr. Narsudullah and Dr. Amudan Alathambi for having me here. Yeah, as said, my background is I did engineering in India, master's in the US. I'm CEO of ShareTech Solution. My company is giving cloud solutions, data science projects, and machine learning solutions to client. I'm in IT for 23 years. I'm familiar with I have certificates in the cloud, Alibaba Cloud, and some other cloud like Azure, AWS too. But I am very familiar with Alibaba Cloud. Today's topic is edge computing with Alibaba Cloud. Let's get into topic. We are going to see the agenda. This is the agenda. These are the following topics I'm going to cover. This is a trend like a computer history, like we all know first computer is mainframe. The mainframe is like a very big computer, like a large, big size computer with a large memory and a large storage. Later on, that is like 1960 to 1990, but still lot of companies, still even US lot of companies are using mainframe when they are trying to get rid of mainframe from their companies, but still we have some challenges, like that is all written in COBOL language. So we are trying to convert into modern technology. Next one is a PC desktop. We know that this PC desktop is a 1970s time. Now still we are using a desktop, but desktop is kind of now is a different format, like a laptop is a CPU and monitor, everything together. But still we are using PC desktop. Later on, client server technology. This is the world we got internet, 1980, 1990s. Like we use we access the details or application, anything from through browser. That's a client server technology. So we have middleware and a database, everything came. In 2000, we came to cloud started, but got into peak during 2010. So cloud computing is nothing about centralized data center. So everything will run from cloud environment. If we want to access anything from cloud, we need internet connection. So all companies, all clients, customers, they are trying to move their on-premises. On-premises means their own internal data centers into cloud, because cloud has a like a paper usage concept. So if you are not using any computer resources like a hard disk or RAM or any applications, we don't need to pay. So that's approach cloud computing is doing. But only bottleneck is a centralized data center, and we need internet connection all the time. Recently, edge computing, that is everybody is talking, but edge computing is nothing about, is an existing technology concept, but only difference from cloud is everything is running in a local device instead of, because cloud, everything will run in cloud, but response will get it into browser. But edge computing, everything will run in a local device. That can be any IoT device, camera, robotics, or autonomous car, any device, anything, but that all processing, decision taking, everything will be happen in local. This is a kind of a distributed computing platform. So this is the edge computing components. So if you see, there are 3 layers. We have cloud, then edge nodes, then edge devices. Okay, edge devices where we have all devices like IoT devices, even robots, cameras or sensor in home application like dryer, washing machine, anything has any CPU and small storage space, then that is IoT device. Then second layer, we have edge nodes. Edge node is nothing about intermediate or bridge between cloud and edge device. That converts all local IoT devices data. IoT devices, they have their own native format. Like you guys are a computer background, you might be knowing that microprocessor, code, languages, everything will be in IoT device level. Then that will be converted into high level or languages. Then that pushed into cloud. So that's a gateway, is a kind of a bridge between edge devices and cloud. But it's not only connector, it does some transformation from edge devices to cloud. So cloud is a top layer. There we store all data. Cloud has like a lot of servers, storages, and network, all kind of computer resources. They give IaaS, that is infrastructure as a service. That means they give this all servers to us, and based on usage, we'll pay. And PaaS is nothing but platform as a service. You guys used any database, you know that database is a PaaS service, or Outlook, emails. need to tell 10, 100, for example, 100 email IDs, then they give the Outlook. We are not going to worry about how Outlook server runs, what is the size, backup, everything. We won't care. That all will be taken care by cloud computing providers. In the market, we have Alibaba cloud provider. They are giving all kind of cloud resources. And another one is software as a solution. That also we can develop anything in cloud platform. They give the infrastructure and platform. We develop our application, like website creation, all we can do. Okay, so our topic is edge computing. I may not go to cloud area much. Before going to see the edge computing components and some depth details about edge computing, I want to run some demo. Okay. This is a Tesla, this is a Audi car factory. They're using robotics to build the car. There is no human being. This is a AWS, Amazon warehouse, where goods are taken from one place and putting into another place. It's basically moving things.
You know your email, please know your password. And with that,
This is a Tesla car factory. Not this one. This is a medical field. Robotics is doing all the work for this is a Tesla car factory. All cars are built by robots. Yeah, this one is my car. Okay, yeah, this last video, we saw that what is happening. So robots and the Tesla has a dashboard. The dashboard is nothing about IoT device. It's an intern. The dashboard has a computer back computer and a storage. And Tesla car has a lot of sensors, lidar, radar, cameras. Everything is car has it. So basically, what I'm trying to edge computing, how you define edge computing. So everything, like all processing will happen in a Tesla case, everything happens inside that dashboard or that computer itself. Suddenly any car comes in front of us, it puts brake or takes another lane. All decision making, processing, decision making, everything will happen locally. So any device does the decision and processing everything in local device itself, then that is called edge computing. So for example, if Tesla wants to change the lane, it should not send the data to cloud and wait for response. If suppose there is no internet, it can't do that. So it's like a life critical, like suddenly anything happened, car has to take decision or has to tell us, hey, take over the control. That kind of decision making and data processing, everything, that kind of process or analysis, everything, all kind of processing, everything will be happening internally. Then that device is called, or that technology is called edge computing. So even robotics in warehouse or manufacturing, they are building everything. Suppose they could not build or some screw or whatever felt, then it will look another one and make it itself. It won't ask someone or some device to give the response. In edge computing, now new trend, they're talking about Internet of robotic things. That is also getting popular nowadays. That is a specialist area in IoT. So you guys can see that can read more details in the internet. It's the Internet of robotic things. That also, if you see, they have connectivity, location, sensor, and learning. And another IoT device is a home device, smart home. You guys know that camera inside home, whatever device we have, like a security ADT, security cameras, ring, calling bell, sensor, like a room temperature automatically reduce or increase, or we can schedule it like how we want it, and then based on outside temperature, it will automatically adjust the inside house temperature. This is a IORTS, the Internet of Robotic Things. See, if you see a top perceptions, is there RFID, GPS, sensor, they are emitting the data. The right side, if you see communication, that is we have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, internet, and now 5G also added, but this picture is not showing it. This is an old picture. I took it from online. So we have communication, we can use a 5G network also. In control, we have intelligence process, and computations, we have cloud and onboard. Onboard means local. Okay. When we do onboard, then it's edge computing. If you do cloud, then it's not edge computing, it's a cloud computing. In the right side, same thing, but is shown in layers. Hello. right side image shows everything in a layer form, a layer like a service and application level, what we have, what and network and communication level, what we have, and lower level like physical level, what we have. This same picture in a different format is shows all the protocols. Like a physical layer we have device, objects, things, and the link layer we have all EEE standards, international standards, Bluetooth, everything is there. Internet we have wireless WAN, IPv6, and IPv4 also, I think they support. Transport layer, we have all kind of protocols, LDAP, SOAP, UDP, TCP, HTTP, and application is the top level. We have REST API, JSON, binary objects. Nowadays, everybody is using JSON for any kind of data format because of that is a lightweight, but mission level, like a physical layer, we may use binary or binary objects, binary 0 and 1s, but top level all the time nowadays, all applications, even IoT and any non-IoT devices or any web-based application, all are using JSONs because of lightweight, and other formats are outdated like XML, text file, all are no more obsolete. It means outdated and heavy. Okay, so this slide shows like types of computing service, edge computing services. We have three types of services. One is a CDN edge. CDN edge is like in a cloud world, we have all cloud providers have CDN network. CDN is nothing about is a content delivery network. That is other than they have regional zone data centers, they have CDN locations also. That, for example, any website you browse from like Bangalore, you browse from Bangalore, but site is from US, but content no need to come from US. It may come from Mumbai region CDN network if it is hosted in cloud. So that time you'll see content response, like a download will be faster. But anybody is browsing from Europe, they will get content from Europe region. It won't come from US region. That is called a CDN. But how it works, why CDN related to edge computing? Because our edge device will be hosted in, for example, Bangalore, some mall, we have edge device, then it will connect to process everything in that mall itself, that device itself, but the data will be stored in Mumbai region. Mumbai means that is a CDN network location. It won't store in far away locations. That's why CDN locations are brought by cloud providers. They are all cloud giving. We can host the IoT device anywhere close to CDN. Then response and latency will be low, as well as response will be very fast, quicker. That is one type of edge computing service. But you need internet connection for that, because we have to reach all the time to server. So, but the decision making will be happen in server CDN edge, not in a local device. Okay, in IoT edge, that is a actual edge computing. That is a decisions happen in IoT device itself, or device 2-3 device connect together and with one gateway. Then decision will happen in gateway itself. It won't go, it doesn't need any internet connection, anything. That is IoT edge service. Multi-access edge, that is where 5G network is coming. Nowadays, all countries are having 5G network. In US, everywhere, all phones are supporting 5G network. So this is a edge device will communicate with 5G network towers or 5G networks. Then from 5G network, they will connect to cloud. So, but the decision will happen locally as well as the 5G network itself. Now, it won't go beyond 5G network. Yeah, and AV, augmented virtuality or virtual reality, gaming, anything we want to play that real-time mode, then we need 5G network with the IoT device. So that if we are, you guys are, we are thinking like we want to deploy one application, that application is going to use interactive or real-time mode or gaming or AV relevant application, then we got to use edge computing multi-access edge service. We should not, we can't use a CDN edge or IoT edge, but no interactive mode like a self-drive car or in a warehouse or manufacturing factory itself, you want to do some activities, then we can go for IoT edge. This IoT edge, if you see IoT edge, we have devices in left side, then we have communication layer, then communication layer, then we have edge, then cloud. So from devices to communication layer, we can have protocols like Zigbee, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, LoRa. LoRa is a long range Bluetooth, yeah. And we have, and then after that we have gateway. Then after gateway we have cloud. Cloud is not connected all the time. All things will happen in devices and communication layer and edge level. Communication layer will transmit the data between edge and devices. This is a Tesla car or any automatic or self-drive car, everything is using like a local processing IoTs are using IoT edge services. This is like if you want gaming or AV, VR applications, then we have to go for multi-access edge. Means 2-3 IoT devices are going to interact together. Like I press some game, I press something, then another opponent will press another key, then we will play like interactive mode. So that type of edge computing we want to develop, then we have to go for edge computing, multi-access edge mode. This is a edge computing deployment locations. So we have application or we have algorithm like machine learning algorithm or whatever application we developed. We want to deploy it to device. Then this is a approach. Device edge itself we can deploy. Means that, for example, surveillance camera, then we can install software inside the itself, or we can second approach is a customer on-premises edge. That means 2-3 surveillance camera is there, then all will capture and send to centralized gateway. There we'll install the software. We don't need to install into each edge, each IoT device. Third approach is network edge. That is even we install our softwares our application into mobile 5G level or aggregation location, like for example, 2-3 malls we want to like a police station, they have centralized monitoring center. Like if they cover like a Bangalore city, they want to see all junctions, intersection, like car traffic signal, everything. They can monitor from one place. So that is called a network edge. So then based on some decision, they will give the data to a local device. Then a local device will take the action. So edge computing deployment, we have 3 options. The application can be deployed in edge level. Edge level means IoT device itself, or centralized, like inside one mall, we have all cameras will connect together in one point, like that is a centralized area. Like edge level also, network edge level also we can install. So 3 options we have. So where edge computing used, what are the industries are using it? So industrial IoT or manufacturing industries, healthcare, we saw video, they are using healthcare, and transport industries, autonomous car, we saw that RD car and Tesla car there. Nowadays in US, most of the cars, like not only these 2 brand, some other all other companies also coming to autonomous driving. And a smart city, smart home, online gaming, AR and AV, augmented reality or virtual reality, gaming area, we can use edge computing, autonomous vehicle, electrical vehicles, charging station. Charging station nowadays, they want to use edge computing because people are charging, but they're not taking back car. Say like 30 minutes, we need to charge the car, then we have to charge 30 minutes and come out, get out or pull out the car from that parking lot, charging parking lot. But people forget, or they start the charging and walk away and they come after hour. So what they want to do, they're thinking to, if it is idle, car is not charging anymore, is reached threshold, then they want to give penalty, like additional charge or some other way they do. So that kind of decision, everything will happen in that charge mission itself, that battery charging itself. The charging station is a battery charge, okay, electric charge. It's not any gas station or petrol station. Yeah, traffic management, we can use edge computing. Public transit systems like train, bus, public, even aircraft, like aeroplane. Also retail applications like Amazon stores everywhere. Industrial, they more on process monitoring area and predictive maintenance area, they are using it. And agriculture, yeah, they also nowadays they are using security and worker safety. Security is like a surveillance camera, there we can use. Is a really, why do we need edge computing? First of all, we have cloud computing. Before cloud computing, we have client server technology, desktop, lot of different trends, but all are doing same thing. So why do we need edge computing? First of all, edge computing is like some actions or some decisions cannot be like ask someone to, hey, what I can do, like say, go to cloud and ask, this has happened, so what kind of action I can take? That kind of things we can't do. Like you are driving car, suddenly something happened, because autonomous drive, you are not going to drive, car is itself driving it. So we are simply sitting it, or we may sit in back row, back seat, not in the front driver seat. In future, I'm talking about, but that time some accident has happened, friend or something, some car is crossing us, then suddenly car has to take decision. So that means car has to know, car has to have all data and all means sensor, everything will give the signal what this is going happening. So take the decision action. Then that processing should be inside our local itself, car itself, not signal should not go out, because we may not get internet or any network connection throughout the world or throughout US itself. All we have a lot of remote places. We won't get the network. So that means that is a latency, low latency. We need immediately we should take the decision, and that kind of things should happen. That is why low latency is coming in picture. If you go cloud or internet, then to reach there itself will take some time, and getting a response back, that will response is like after they process, they will give the signal, hey, we got this data and we processed, that's acknowledgement will come. That response also will take time, because that due to a lot of these factors, like we may have low bandwidth internet, or server will be somewhere far away from us. Like I'm browsing from Bangalore, or I'm driving from Bangalore, but my server is in Europe or UK or US, then that it has to go through a lot of gateways, internet connection, all, like it will take a lot of high latency. It means it will take a long time to come back. So in between is like within fraction of second or milliseconds, we should take the action. We should not wait for 1 minute, 2 minutes to do that. That's why edge computing is getting popular. Okay, because you have all edge devices having locally some processor, CPU, and small storage. If it is a large data, then they go to edge gateway level to process. But they want, they need less data, and a decision has to be taken immediately, then IoT will work very well. That edge computing will work very well for that scenario. Okay, and another one is the second one point is security. Cloud means I don't know whether is a good safe or not. We are giving our data center, means we have our own LAN network, no one can come. We have DMZ zone, firewall, military zone, DMZ zone. So even we have internet, no one cross the DMZ. After DMZ, then we have LAN network, local area network, LAN network. Inside LAN network, we keep the data. Now trend is all data, all things, all data resources, everything, data, database, and everything is in cloud, means in the internet. So yeah, you have access, you have username, password, you can go and log in and download it from anywhere in the world. You don't need to be inside an office or inside a company complex, or you don't need to be inside LAN network. And security. The edge in IoT itself, it never goes to, I won't push my sensitive or more credential datas, everything to cloud. So that I keep it in my IoT level itself. But whatever like low sensitive data, then that I want to push for cloud for future analysis, then I do it. Otherwise, I won't do it. So that's why IoT edge computing is more secure than cloud. But one way people are talking like sometimes anybody break the IoT device, then data, they can steal it. That's what they're talking, but data is not visible to everyone. So it means the cloud means is visible to everyone. Another cost effect, third point, that cloud is like even we are going to use the data or not, we are dumping whatever data, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years data. And cloud providers are charging based on volume and per usage. So, but IoT edge computing you use, we know what we want to use, how much data, what device we want to use, everything we know. So that way we can save the cost. Reliable operations is like this is managed by us, not cloud providers. So operation will be stable and reliable, and that's why main reason edge computing is getting popular due to low latency and fast response. And now 5G is in available most of the countries. That's also another reason edge computing is getting more popular. Okay, is it really going to replace the cloud computing? Yeah, no, because cloud computing is a different purpose. It has a different purpose, like the centralized data and everything will be done in a cloud itself. Means we develop application, we develop database, everything, but everything will be hosted inside cloud computing. Means we give to Alibaba cloud, we give to Amazon cloud, they manage it. We are not going to manage anything. So another main difference is, if you see, cloud is collected data is collected, processed, and analyzed at centralized location. But on edge computing, what we are doing everything at edge or local. Okay, this is Alibaba Cloud capabilities for IoT and edge computing. They have IoT platform. The picture shows they have smart life, smart industry, smart city. That is a IoT level. Then they have edge gateway. Then they have cloud. Okay, so that always IoT never talks directly to cloud. That IoT devices or edge computing has to go through edge gateway. Edge gateway transforms a edge computing or IoT device data into high level format and pushing that transformed data, converted data into cloud. Alibaba has they have built, means they have architect for smart manufacturing. They have smart home also. I am showing only manufacturing it because that may be more apt for you. Yeah, manufacturing industry, they have already architected the edge computing requirements. So just what we need, we have to get the buy that option in Alibaba Cloud, then we can use it with our IoT devices. So we don't need to worry much like how that internal communication layer, everything happens. That's just we have to emit the data from IoT or edge computing to Alibaba edge gateway. That's it. Then later on, all rest of the processing, everything will be happen and taken care by Alibaba Cloud. Yeah. So that Tesla car drive is based on machine learning algorithm. Like they are using machine learning algorithm and especially reinforcement learning. That is a robotics, also trial and error and keep on learning, that kind of approach. Plus they have CNN algorithm, that is for object detection, video, like object detection means in front of my car, what is there, right side, what is there, left side, what is there, back, everything they will capture and check with their existing trained model. So that all are running from artificial intelligence machine learning algorithm. So what we have to know some machine learning ML programming, then we develop that and deploy that into edge computing. Then edge computing will perform. So this is a Alibaba Cloud AI Pi screen. There we can develop any AI applications. Then we can deploy that application into edge computing. But for demo, I'll show how to write the code. I will run it. I'll show the output, but I may not able to deploy that application into edge computing, because edge computing we need hardware. Okay, you have to deploy that into hardware. Just I'll show only one part, like how that ML program we can develop, and then once develop, package it, and that package we can copy and paste or deploy it to edge device or edge computing. So I'm going to show Python code. That one is like I'll show first where goes. This is a supply chain warehouse building. So if you see, this is a receiving room, means inbound. Container comes and then stops here, this door. Then they unstuff it and put the things, items, goods into inside warehouse. Warehouse is a racks and ale rows are there. And if we want to send back to customer, then the shipping area, they take the goods from warehouse, then put it to shipping area. Then container will stuff it inside container, and container will deliver to customer. But inside warehouse, robots, you saw that video, robots are moving. A human being won't work inside warehouse, because one is heavy items, dangerous, and human being, they may work repeated work, so they do well, but initially the later on their work will go slowly, gradually they reduce the performance. So that's why robots will be used in warehouse. So this if things are coming from warehouse receiving room or inbound, then we should know where to put. Then robots will come here and pick the things and put inside warehouse. But robot has to know the shortest path, shortest optimal path. Like you can reach a location zone B in 4 or 5 ways. I can go zone A, then B, and cross, or 2 or 3 ways I can reach. But we have to dictate robots like, hey, go by shortest route, so that we save the time. Okay, if you say one delivery, one storage, we in warehouse terminology we call put away. Put away means taking goods from receiving room and putting storing into warehouse location. Warehouse location is nothing about this one. We want to do one put away, you save 5 minutes, then a 10 put away, you get 50 minutes save. But human being, if you use for lab work, then they may not be, we won't get the time saving. Okay, so this program, I'm going to show how to write that program, and later on that program will be deployed into robotics. But robotics in deployment, I may not be able to show, because it's a hardware limitation. Okay. This is a Python code. So I'm not going to explain line by line, maybe boring. Okay, so this is a robot from this location. Each location should have some number, okay, rows and columns. So we have from 14 first row, 0 row, it's starting and going to drop the things or going to store the things in this location. So location is we gave 23, 23. So it's going, this is the shortest path is saying. If you manually also you calculate it, this would be the shortest. Okay, suppose I want to go somewhere 5, then it's changing path here, or I want a different location. Yeah, this way robot, this is a program, but if you deploy this application, robots will walk through this path. Okay, this I put numbers because to understand 50 means a wall, minus 50 means 5 means walk away, pathway, path, and yeah, that's why it's going 25th row and yeah, 25th and 5th row column. Okay, yeah. So this is a Python code. Yeah, once we deploy, compile this code, then we package that into binary format. Okay, that is called pickle file. But if you guys know Python coding, then you know this is more means this is a packaging. After package, that copy that binary file and paste into IoT device. But IoT device should have the Python framework on it. That's then we deploy our application. Then it will take decision own. It won't ask look the internet or anything. So, and another one is a trial and error. Suppose anybody puts goods, something is here, cannot walk, it will hit one time, first time, then it get penalty, and then next time it won't come this route, it may go to another route. So it will self-learning will happen. So, but the decision, everything will happen inside robot itself, because we trained the robot with more data and deployed the trained model or a trained application inside a package robots. Then it will warehouse automatically will go and come and pick the goods, everything. But data, this one input will be that we'll say this good and this goods. This good things or goods should go to location whatever number we have to tell, then robot will take care. But while going and dropping, storing that data into that goods into that location, any problem, robots will take alternate approach, alternate path. Okay, for edge computing, what are the skill sets we need? We need Alibaba Cloud. Cloud we need. That is not mandatory, but we because everything done processed, then later on we want to push that data to cloud for future analysis. Then we need cloud, Alibaba Cloud. Then system design, network design, database, any one database knowledge like SQL Server or Oracle, whatever, or even free database called MySQL, anyone, just knowledge, and security concepts, encryption, decryption, digital signature, everything. And Python is must for edge computing. Python and C++ we need. Tesla car is using Python and C++. So any edge computing we need C++ and Python. Python is a modern language, easy to understand. C++, yeah. Oops. Both are even Python also oops language, but more readable or language. Okay, and R, another language is R called. R is more for data science or ML projects. Python can be used for any projects, edge computing, any other website creation or any other application also we can create. Ruby, Java, JavaScript. Yeah. So my core skill set, I would say C++, Python, database. If you see this image, it shows technologies. What are the technologies needed at edge? They're saying container. Container is nothing about is packaging into small unit that will run under kernel. Kernel is any OS is we call kernel, correct? So above kernel container will be there. We have Kubernetes, Docker, all are, these two are very famous, but that's optional. We can use have it or not have it. That's not a, but recently everybody is using container. Orchestration, that is nothing about like any workflow or business flow or approach, sequential or parallel approach you want, that kind of workflow we need, then we have to have orchestration. Even container deployment, we have to control them, then we need orchestration. So third one is AI ML, machine learning. Okay, that edge computing we want to use, then definitely we got to go for, we have to know AI and ML. But some device, IoT device may not use ML, but nowadays most of the IoT devices are edge computing uses AI and ML and 5G network. 5G, because we need edge or IoT to gateway, we need a quicker response, faster response. So we need 5G network. Because of 5G network and low latency only, we have edge computing is getting popular nowadays. Okay, functional safety, time sensitive. Time sensitivity is very important factor, because like a quicker decision we have to take. We should not wait like, okay, this happened, oh, immediately I have to take a left hand, right hand, like that in car, autonomous car. Has to, because that's a time is where that every, like we wait for response, then is we get into some other issues, yeah, trouble, yeah. Autonomous area, autonomous car or self-drive car. Yeah, and the Intel Secure, the device, that is their hardware they're talking, because this image is taken from Intel, so that's why they were saying Intel security is there. Okay, so this slide shows marketplace. This is a marketplace is nothing about like who all are having, they have already edge computing platform. We can just buy and use it. Okay, so very top, like a Dell, HP, IBM, Mobile Edge, Clearblade, and EdgeWork. Okay, these all first three are we know first Dell and HP. They are already in like a server computer, all they are manufacturing. So they are doing now edge computing also. They are going to give platform. They are not going to give the IoT devices. They are going to give the software and some edge gateway hardware maybe they give, but they won't give the edge devices like IoT devices. So mobile edge is they are very famous for gaming, robotics, and yeah, mobile edge. And Clear Blade also. They are saying this is a real time and industrial IoT apps. We can use their platform. So based on use case, business usage, like a client is asking, I want to do mobile game or real-time interactive mode, then we have to choose the appropriate or a proper one. Like in this case, is a Clear Blade will work for that case. So based on use case, we have to choose the proper one. Edge works. That is open source, and they are Java based, and they have IO4, and their company is Canada. This is a standard bodies, like any new technology, whatever comes, we first they go to the standard will be there, like ANSI standard, IEEE standard, like. So edge computing also has some standards. We have to like based on which region, Europe region, then we have to use Europe region standard, or US region, then US, or international level we have common standard, then we have to use common standard. Okay. There are 4 standards right now we have. One is ETSI, that is using 5G network and ICT enabled. That's a Europe-based company. OpenFOG, that's they are using IEEE 1934 standard. GSMA, that's also I think Europe company. They are using edge standards, like a device level. They are giving standards, and the EECC, Europe Electronic and Communication. They are also giving edge standards for manufacturing and industrial IoTs. They are a specialist for manufacturing and industrial IoTs. These all are open source platforms. We saw that one is a previous slide. This all are we have to purchase it. This is open source. We can, for development, everything we can download. It will be free, and it will run for I think any platform, Windows or Unix or Linux servers. So there are, I think, 6 companies are. I am listing just 6 companies, but it's not limited. It may be more than that. Okay, just. But these 6 platforms are very famous, popular. Yeah, Agreno, that is a they have a blueprint. They give how that project will look like. Everything will know. And 5G network, they are supporting 5G network, and they have AI, artificial intelligence support, and they have edge IaaS, edge PaaS, edge infrastructure as a service, and edge platform as a service, like a cloud provider. Okay, so that means we don't need to develop any application. They have ready-made application. Edge PaaS, if you take, just we got to plug in. We nothing. We don't need to do anything. They will give all service. We got to say what is the requirement, our requirement. That's it. And they are saying both they act as a provider, means they based on our usage they charge it, and they have enterprise edge domain level, means very big company. Enterprise means multiple countries. We have branch, everything. They have our businesses manufacturing. Then that kind of specific domain they give. A specialist like manufacturing or agriculture or healthcare. That kind of customized approach they give. Okay, and second one is Edge Foundry. That is IoT middleware platform. That is just a communicator from edge devices or edge computing and cloud. They have middleware, IoT middleware. So basically their work is to integration platform like middleware. They take the data from edge devices and push to cloud to edge device. Any deployment we may not open or manually go to IoT to deploy. We have to push the code to cloud. Cloud will push the code to edge gateway. From edge gateway, we will code will automatically push to devices like in my mobile phone. Any software update Android, it's coming automated. If some notification comes, then we say yes, then it's deploying. So the same approach, but Samsung phone or Google Android is a Google OS, but they're not giving software from Google from California all the time. Our software from India, maybe Mumbai or some other Bangalore city, they have center. From local that gateway, they will push the software to our phone. Same approach we do for IoT also. So from cloud, we will push the code to a gateway to IoT devices. So third one is a Fledge, that is an industrial manufacturing solution. They are supporting industrial standard 4. And they have a IOFOG. We saw in the previous slide also. IOFOG is a part of EdgeWorks. EdgeWorks is giving software platforms, as well as they're selling the software, as well as they are giving free open source. For fifth one is Starling. They're a cloud infrastructure software stack for edge. So they are more on cloud-based approach for, but they have software for edge, but they don't have like others. They're not giving PaaS service or any 5G support kind of work. Last one is Open Volcano. That is mobile edge. They are a specialist for mobile edge and fog computing and 5G ready infrastructure. So fog computing is after edge. We have one more layer that is called a fog computing, but that is not very popular because that even without that we can implement the edge computing. Edge computing needs only 3 layers: edge devices, edge gateway, and cloud. But in between edge gateway and cloud, if you draw, we can introduce one more layer, that is a fog computing. Okay, where we get jobs, that's very important, because after college we all are waiting for jobs, correct? That's our intention. So like you saw that platforms who all are developing, Dell is developing, IBM is developing, Intel is doing it. So wherever IT chip manufacturer or computer manufacturer, there we get the job. Okay, and manufacturing area, process control companies or industry 4 supported companies. Those companies will have edge computing opportunities. Transport industries, Tesla, I'm listing limited, is not limited. So General Electric and GE Aviation, Boeing, and healthcare. Okay. Yeah, any questions? Amadan?
Students, please ask any questions, any doubt in robotics implementation, anything. Please unmute and ask questions. Or you can put it in the chat box also. So any questions? Please unmute and ask.
Even edge computing or Alibaba or cloud computing, fine. Okay. Not robotics parts, anything if you guys ask, I may not be able to. Okay. We treat robotics as edge computing or IoT device. Okay. But robotics itself has a lot of move arms, control, a lot of areas, PLC, all. Yeah, okay. Now, world is moving towards a 5G network. Like India, we also will get 5G soon. But most of the Europe countries and North America, like Canada, US, Mexico, everywhere we are using 5G network. Due to 5G network, all companies are moving towards edge computing. Even cloud is, I would say, is like, okay, we are moving to cloud, but some applications, some data we want to keep in locally. So one reason is security, another reason is a low latency. Okay, low latency is like a quick response I want. Okay, decision I have to take. This due to these reasons, everybody is moving towards edge computing. But definitely we won't replace the cloud computing. Cloud computing will be there for cloud purpose. That is like store the large data and do the big data analysis, future trend analysis, all kind of warehouse operations, data warehouse operations we do. And some application we develop in cloud itself. Like a PaaS service, we get email service, Outlook service, Office. Nowadays, even Office tools like Word, Excel, everything is coming as a PaaS service. That will be there. It will remain in cloud itself. But edge level applications will go like surveillance, robotics work, and smart cities, smart house. Lot of things are nowadays. Everybody like in home also a lot of smart home, a lot of devices we are using. So those purpose definitely edge computing will get popular. And this is a new trend, a new technology. So like in market, not lot of people know the technology because it's just started like 4 or 5 years back.
Okay. Any questions, or we can wind up this session? Okay. 1 minute. Any questions is there? Students, please ask.
Guys,